Welcome back to the show as we get the final hour underway today. It's the WRMN Community Hour, and there we are on YouTube at WRMN Radio on YouTube this morning. It's warm outside, but the temperature's going the wrong way today. We start this hour at 69 now. We were in the mid-70s when I came in this morning. We're going to go through the 60s all the way down to the lower 60s by about noon today. But that's okay. It's spring, it's breezy, and it's time to talk about Elgin Community College, as we have a couple of guests in this hour to join me for a little bit here. And joining me on the program today is Cathy Taylor, Dean of Sustainability, Business, and Career Technologies, along with Tremayne Simpson. Cathy Taylor and Tremayne Simpson, Associate Dean of Sustainability, Business, and Career Technologies. So welcome, Cathy and Tremayne, to the show. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming in today. You want to tell us just a little bit about what what sustainability, business, and career technologies are all about? Cathy, just introduce yourself a little bit to our audience this morning. You also say you're a former radio person.
I am.
No kidding.
So this is bringing back memories.
Yeah.
Hashtag flashbacks.
Right.
So the Sustainability, Business, and Career Technologies division is one of several divisions at the college. And this division primarily covers most, not all, of our career tech education programs. So everything from truck driving to fire science to manufacturing to criminal justice, paralegal, business, in total about 19 different programs in this one division.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can't go any further without you telling me about your radio past just a little bit. Well, no, you don't have to go too much into it, but where did you work in radio before?
I worked in North Central Ohio.
Yeah?
And then I worked in Central Florida, Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was my first job out of community college, because I went to a community college in Ohio, and my first job, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Got exposed to a lot of things that I say to this day I probably would not have ever gotten exposed to. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's interesting that you said that to me in the hallway because I knew that I had seen you before, and I was trying to figure out where, and I thought maybe it was in here one time, but apparently it was over at the Elgin Township building where you spoke with Dr. Sam not too long ago, and
Yep.
no wonder you were in. I mean, I can remember that night listening to you as a trustee and going, "Gosh, she's well spoken. She's so well spoken." And there you go. You have a radio background. So
I do, and microphones don't scare me.
no. Well, welcome to the show, Tremayne. I appreciate your time today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So we have a big event coming up, and we'll take it wherever you want to go with this interview, Cathy and Tremayne. But I guess one of the things we were here to actually talk to you about was the Manufacturing Employer Symposium and Student Showcase, welcoming keynote speaker Drew Crow. And it's coming up on Friday, May the 9th from 3 until 5 p.m., a Friday afternoon over at the college's Spartan Drive campus at 1700 Spartan Drive. You want to just give us some general information about the event?
Sure. So all of this came about through an initiative from Governor Pritzker when he launched a $5 million campaign to promote manufacturing jobs or manufacturing careers in the state of Illinois. As a result of that, we are one of 10 community colleges to receive grant money to participate in this campaign. So as part of the campaign, we are hosting a symposium with employers in the greater Elgin area to talk about the new manufacturing or the new generation of manufacturing. We know that manufacturing today has been impacted and influenced, if you will, by technology. And a lot of this really accelerated itself during the pandemic. And so as a result of that, many of our employers in the local area are seeking skilled labor or skilled workers who understand the technology, but then also can deliver on the technology to grow their business. So as a result of that, we're calling in the employers to talk about it. And Drew Crow is a manufacturing influencer. He describes himself as a teenage father, two-time felon, who found manufacturing as a way of getting him into a legitimate career and opportunity for himself. Drew also has 2 advanced degrees from MIT. So
Wow.
If you listen to his story, you can't help but be compelled by his passion and his commitment to manufacturing. So as a result of that, he will be the keynote speaker, and he will be talking with our local employers about how do we make manufacturing attractive to the new generation of manufacturing workers. So, Mike, as you and I were talking earlier, I had a career in radio, but I also had a career in manufacturing for a little bit.
Is that right?
I did. And the only reason why I'm not in manufacturing now is because I figured this is not for me. And so I left and went to a community college, and the rest is history. But my point to this is that the way in which I was recruited into manufacturing does not resonate with this new generation of people we have today, the Gen Zers of the world. It's not the same thing. So we have to give them a sense of belonging. We have to engage them. We have to look at our Gen Zers as bringing in the new thinking of where we're going in terms of manufacturing.
Yeah. What makes the Gen Z, I guess you can't really, you're not a psychologist, I guess, but I was going to say, what makes the mindset different? What do you have to do to convince, for lack of a better term, I guess, Gen Zers to be interested in manufacturing technology? Well,
First thing, we have to change the paradigm on manufacturing. Manufacturing is not dirty and dingy.
Right.
There are several companies here in the Elgin area who have manufacturing floors that you would not think you were in a manufacturing facility when you look at it.
Right.
And so that's one of the things we have to do. We also have to respect the fact that our Gen Zers are digital natives. They've grown up with technology. And so if you put them in front of or give them an opportunity to use technology and the way in which we're using technology today in manufacturing, then out of that comes great ideas, also comes innovation, but it also gives them an opportunity to contribute to something that is meaningful.
Yeah. Tremayne, anything you want to input about this, or?
Yes, as Dr. Taylor has mentioned, it's a perception shift, because when you mention manufacturing, what comes to mind is, dirty, dingy,
right,
maybe a place that someone may not want to work for a long time, a long amount of hours. So we're changing that perception by having influencers like Drew Crow, and also our excellent faculty, which we'll talk about, who, are teaching innovation daily in their classes. So that's another part of this showcase, is for students to show how innovation and technology are directly a part of manufacturing. And when we talk about, having the younger workers, there's a reason for that, because in manufacturing, right now, employers are seeing a large amount of their workforce leave for retirement. So, at that point, there's a divide, and we need to replace those workers with good, strong training, and that's what we focus on at ECC.
Right. So is that why then you mentioned, Cathy, that the need for people to work in these fields increased so much during the pandemic, because so many of our manufacturers maybe at that time chose that time to step out and retire?
That happened, as well as with the advancement, like I said, of technology that requires more skill, requires more knowledge. And so I know that there's, when we think about this, look at it from a robotics standpoint, and I know there's a lot of concern about automation and robotics. However, the flip side of that is when you have robotics and automation in your manufacturing facility, that means you need individuals who are more skilled and who have more knowledge of how do these machines now work. So let's just take, for instance, we have an industrial maintenance technology program, and it's precisely designed to educate and train individuals to go into these manufacturing companies and fix the machines that are no longer working. So that means they have to have knowledge of electronics. They have to have knowledge of pneumatics. They have to have the knowledge to be able to repair the robot if the robot goes down. Because you and I both know, Mike, that when a machine or when a robot goes down in a factory, we're not producing product. And if we're not producing product, then we're not making money.
Yeah. There you go. So we have Cathy Taylor with us this morning, and Tremayne Simpson from Elgin Community College, talking about the symposium, which actually takes place on the 9th of May. And I mentioned at the beginning of the interview, it's from 3 until 5. And who is invited to attend? Who are you trying to get to come to this symposium? Prospective future students at ECC, I suppose, right?
That, as well as employers, community-based organizations, faith-based organizations. We are looking to talk, because this is a community initiative. And when we think about Elgin Community College, we serve the community. So all of those individuals are invited to attend. We will have, on the panel, we will have an employer who has worked very closely with Elgin Community College, Eric Cannon from Babbiting. We also have one of our former students who was an apprentice and is now an instructor, at a full-time instructor at the college. So he has a very nice journey. And then Dr. Simpson will be on the panel as well. And then we have a representative from the Valley Industrial Association on the panel.
Nice. 9:17 here at WRMN. After the symposium, there's a student showcase featuring sustainable manufacturing concepts. Can either one of you tell us more about what the attendees can expect to see with this?
I am going to defer to Dr. Simpson because I'm giving him public credit.
Yeah?
This was his idea.
Dr. Simpson, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, I can't take all the credit. The focus was our students, and they will be the spotlight of the showcase. So as we kind of talked about the perception of manufacturing not being very innovative, and those who don't feel that it could be a position where they can really use technology, well, here's an opportunity for community-based organizations, potential students to come in and see what our students are working on and what they have worked on. And in this showcase, they will be displaying their work, some who are newer, some who will be graduating. We have a good mix of students, and this will be for 4 of our programs in manufacturing. So our welding students, our manufacturing students, we will have our automation students as well, and HVAC and energy management. So we started out, once again, as Dr. Taylor mentioned, this was just an idea to, have a showcase for our students to display their work. But we didn't know that it would quickly grow to where we have so many students who are interested and that will be participating in the showcase. So this will take place May 9th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And that's the whole focus, is for the community to come in and see what our students have been working on and to get a greater sense of the future of manufacturing through sustainability. So we're very excited about that. And Drew Crow will be a part of that event as well. So this is all a celebration, but also an opportunity for students to show their work to the community.
And if you're watching on our YouTube feed right now at WRMN Radio on YouTube, there's a picture of Drew Crow, who's going to be the keynote speaker that night. And again, what was the main focus for finding a fellow like this to come in and talk to the people as a part of the symposium?
Well, I got to be honest. If it weren't for the grant, and if it weren't for the fact that this is a statewide campaign, we probably wouldn't be able to get Drew. Drew is actually, he's attending events at several of the community colleges throughout the state of Illinois. So I know he was in Lincoln Land 2 weeks ago. He's going to be here with us on May 9th, but then he's also scheduled to be at Prairie State and also at Daly College, and there may be one other college as well. But of the 10 colleges that are part of this consortium, Drew is making himself available to us.
Wow.
As a way of helping to promote, like I said, manufacturing careers, but also in reality, promoting our manufacturing programs that lead to manufacturing careers. So if you take a place like Daly College, and I'm bringing this up simply because we're all sister colleges, okay? We all have similar type programs, but we serve a different community. So if you take Daly College, for instance, they have a new manufacturing technology and education center that they just opened, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And it is awesome. 57,000 square feet of space, robotics, automation, you name it. And so Drew has actually been at their college already for a previous event, but I think he'll be coming back again. My point is that manufacturing is a big economic driver in the state of Illinois. And so as community colleges, we want to be the provider of the education and training to help influence that workforce and provide that skilled labor.
Yeah. 9:21 here at WRMN. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back for about 5 more minutes and hit the high points that Cathy and Tremayne want to touch on while they're still here. And the big event's coming up May the 9th. It's a Friday afternoon and evening over at Elgin Community College. And we'll be back with more on your WRMN Morning Show. This is the Talk of the Town. Good morning. We are talking about the Manufacturing Symposium. Welcome back to the WRMN Morning Show. It's 9:24 on this bright, sunshiny Tuesday morning. And we have Cathy Taylor and Tremayne Simpson with us this morning from ECC Doctors to talk about the big event coming up. And it's Tremayne, I know you wanted to give some information about how, if people or businesses want to get involved with the event that day, that they go about doing so, right?
Absolutely. The event, once again, is open to all that are interested. This is our showcase, so we're happy to have those who are interested to attend. And you can go to elgin.edu and look up Manufacturing Showcase, and that will take you to our page where you can find the link to directly register for the event. And when you register, you have the opportunity to register for both events, or if you're able to just go to the symposium, that's from 3 to 5 p.m., or if you're able to go to the showcase, which is 5:30 to 7:30 p.m., we ask that you go and register just so we have an idea of how many will be in attendance, but all are welcome.
Is this the first one of this type?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And we, after talking about it internally amongst the division, we anticipate this will be an annual event.
Yeah.
We just have to, make sure we have the planning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we got about 4 minutes. I know there was something else you wanted to touch on, right, Cathy?
Yes. So the Manufacturing and Technology Center, which if anyone has driven by down McLean Boulevard, right at McLean and Spartan Drive, we have a 150,000 square foot facility that's going up. And it's very fascinating or impressive to see the footprint of this facility. But it will open for classes in fall of 26, so just a little over a year from now.
Okay.
And that's typically around August of 2026. And the programs that will be inside the building will be our manufacturing program, advanced manufacturing, also our industrial maintenance technology program that we talked about earlier, which deals with automation and robotics, pneumatics, hydraulics, things of that nature. And then our HVAC and energy management program. Then finally, our welding program. And if I can just put in a plug for all four and just say kudos to the faculty in those programs, because this building would not be possible were it not for the faculty who make it possible, because they are so intimately involved in the programming, but not only that, but educating our future workforce.
Yeah, and ECC is helping to rebrand manufacturing for the next generation, from outdated stereotypes that we talked about earlier to high-tech, sustainable, and fulfilling careers. I know, being on this radio station for a number of years, we've talked about some of the factories right along the Fox River here and how nasty they were and how they were unhealthy and how when you got older, you were going to have health problems if you worked there. It's a whole different ballgame now, right? And the link between U46 schools and ECC and bringing some of these new kids that maybe wondered what they could do with their lives or what kind of career they could get into is really starting to get strong. And the reality is that if you train for these jobs, they pay very well, too.
That's the one thing. Thank you for bringing that up, Mike, because they do. These jobs do pay well. And one of the things that we are always conscious of at the community college is to ensure that when students leave our program, they are in a job that is a livable, sustainable wage, because people have families to take care of. And so no longer are we looking at $12 an hour. No longer are we looking at that, because for many of our programs, we have trained you to be in the advanced stages of that, right? And so we're looking for ways to impact the local community and become an economic driver.
Yeah, well, I think it's working out really well, and it's pretty impressive what's going up over there.
Yeah.
Off of McLean. I drive past it every day, as a matter of fact. And it's going up fast, too.
Yeah. Can I say one more thank you?
Yeah, sure.
I really do need to thank the Board of Trustees for Elgin Community College, as well as our senior management, including our president, Dr. Peggy Heinrich, and our former president, Dr. David Saul.
Yeah, we had Dr. Heinrich on about 3 weeks ago or so, I think, here to introduce herself to everybody. And great things going on over at ECC. And I've talked to Andrea in public relations. Anytime you guys have anything going on, this is the place you can spread the word. You guys are welcome all the time. So
thank you.
Well, thank you for having us, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Simpson. Thanks, Cathy Taylor, and we wish you a great symposium. It's coming up on the 9th of May. Go to elgin.edu/symposium to find out more about it. You guys take care.
Thank you.